Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. First responders rescued a man over the weekend who had taken a long fall from a mountain in the southern Black Hills. It happened Saturday afternoon when the man fell about 30 feet at the top of Battle Mountain, a popular hiking area near Hot Springs. The fire department says the man was able to crawl back up the hill to a parking area. That's where first responders assessed the patient and placed him onto a UTV to take him down the mountain to an ambulance. The fire department says the man received minor injuries. A female was airlifted to a Sioux Falls hospital following a weekend house fire in northwest Iowa. Crews responded to the fire on Central Avenue Southeast in Lamars late Friday night. They found heavy flames and smoke coming from the south side of the home. Investigators say the fire started in the kitchen. The female was in the home at the time of the fire. Her condition is not known. The house has been tagged as unlivable with a damage estimate of $75,000. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is reportedly considering calling a special session on gun control in the aftermath of last week's deadly shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic church. Walz posted on social media, "It's time to take serious action at the state capitol to address gun violence." However, Walz gave no details about what measures he wants the legislature to take. Dozens of volunteers gathered at the main library in downtown Sioux Falls Saturday for a food drive. The donations went to Feeding South Dakota, which has seen a growing number of people in need.
There are many federal government programs for food assistance that have been defunded, and so there's a huge need for helping our neighbors that are hungry and don't have enough to eat.
Organizers of the food drive had a goal to collect 500 pounds of food items. An art center that provides opportunities for adults of any artistic abilities has outgrown its space in downtown Rapid City. But thanks to help from generous donors and sponsors, the Susie Capa Art Center will be expanding to allow more artists to showcase their talents.
Susie Capa Art Center is under the umbrella of Black Hills Works. So here specifically, we support adults of all abilities who are interested in being an artist professionally versus just a hobby. So we have roughly 30 artists here right now. Everybody has their own things that they're interested in, that they want to try, that they really excel at.
Work on the expansion is expected to start this week. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Brian Karstens in the Storm Center. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. We're going to be tracking some sprouting areas of rain today on radar. Looks like Sioux Falls area will be prone to some of that again. It's going to be scattered, though, so there are gaps in between the rain, but plan on at least a good chance to see it around your area. Temperatures low to mid-70s. Mitchell, Sioux Falls, Aberdeen a little drier, 77. And for Pierre at 72. Rapid City, 74. That's a quick look at weather. We'll dive into the forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. A reminder that our pet food drive that started in front of our KELOLAND studios on Monday is going on through the rest of this holiday weekend. You can drop off your donations at any Lewis drugstore in Sioux Falls through Monday. Setup crews were putting the finishing touches to Nelson Park Saturday ahead of today's Lifelight Christian Music Festival. Organizers are expecting another big crowd to see the lineup of performers on stage.
Last year we probably had between 25 and 30,000 people. This year we're hoping for at least that, maybe more. We have a great lineup, and if there's great weather, we expect a lot of people to come out here.
And here's a look at today's lineup for the free festival. A Z8 workshop at noon, Seth Addison at 1 p.m., Cade Thompson at 1:50, Hulvey at 2:45, 10th Avenue North at 3:50 p.m., Ben Fuller at 5, Ann Wilson at 6:30, Speaker Josh Brewer at 7:30, and We the Kingdom at 8:30. There will also be a kids area, BMX bikes, and food trucks. It's Red, White, and You Day at the South Dakota State Fair in Huron. 4-H exhibits open at 9 o'clock, carnival rides start at 10 a.m., antique tractor demonstrations take place at 1 o'clock, an animal calling contest at 1:30, the All-American Rejects with Kat Perkins perform in the grandstand at 8 p.m. The state fair runs through Monday. Racing season wraps up in Brandon with the Huset Shootout World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, $25,000 to win. Gates open at 4, hot laps at 6:30, and the races start at 7:30. And the Canaries baseball team takes on the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. First pitch at Sioux Falls Stadium is 4:05. Brian?
All right, tracking that weather for some of those outdoor events today. That's a pretty important subject. So let's get to it here as we watch, again, the same area of low pressure that's been giving rain for some of you. It's been quite a weekend of wet weather in parts of central and western South Dakota. Faith had about 2 inches of rain yesterday alone on top of what we had the day before. Here it is through midday. You can see that scattered area of rain kind of centered closer to the Missouri River Valley. Some of these spokes will come around the bend out of northwest Iowa, southwest Minnesota, and they'll work their way to the northwest. So if you catch one of those, again, be on guard for something that's going to stop your plans for at least a little while outside. There's definitely going to be that threat going on. And notice the scattered nature of it, too. It's not like we're talking about widespread rain everywhere, but there are pockets that are going to be heavier. And the bottom line is it's going to continue at least into the evening. Now, the overnight picture looks a little less coverage and maybe some fog to start the day in the south and the southeast. We'll end up on Labor Day warmest in Rapid City. Temperatures likely in the low 80s. And then we expect Sioux Falls, a lingering or maybe a redeveloping chance of a shower or thunderstorm, but doesn't look to be widespread. There could be some rain on Tuesday. That's possible, too, in the northeast. Now, this is coming in advance of the next cold front. Now, that's going to get here into the scene by Wednesday, and there are some shower chances. There's wind out of the northwest, and it is going to feel cooler for all of us here getting into Wednesday and Wednesday night. Now, I do expect getting into Thursday and Friday, temperatures will likely be here a little cooler, too. Look at some of those overnight lows there into Thursday morning. 40 in Worthington, Sioux Falls area could be low 40s too. So I think there's more to say about that forecast coming up later today. And obviously we'll keep an eye on those highs as well later in the week. 74 today in Brookings with some scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Yankton too, good chance of scattered rain. Our 7-day forecast. Sioux Falls, I think it's a 30% chance of rain tomorrow with a high of 72. On Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be some additional showers coming in from the northwest. Temperatures will be noticeably cooler Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Friday, also the chance we may have to chop those numbers a little bit here. We'll keep an eye on that. Aberdeen in the northeast, we're looking at temperatures likely into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday. Overnight lows in the 40s, and I would expect too for Pierre in central South Dakota. Warmer weather on Tuesday. That's one day in between as that cold front sneaks in on Wednesday. The winds go northwest, and it's going to feel cool and showery there too, possibly into Thursday. Again, we're not as chilly in western South Dakota, most of the 7-day forecast, but it's definitely cooler at times, Wednesday in particular, with a high near 70. Well, if you're curious about more of the weather, check us out with details online at KELOLAND.com.